Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I just ate a bunch of peanut butter. hard to speak. Welcome to Backrooms Reminiscence, a new Backrooms Liminal Space time walking sim from HNS or HNStudios, however they want to say it. No clue what to expect. I haven't really seen any gameplay, so hopefully we enjoy it. I think we will. We usually do enjoy these type games. So as long as it's not sloppily made, I think we can have a good hour and a half out of this. Let's do it. Nova Sync.
If you're watching this video, it means you have been hired for Nova Sync Research Institute. In this video, we will go over that you should know about when working with us. Let's start with safety. Safety is our #1 rule here at Nova Sync. We require every employee to wear a safety suit when entering the hallways. There can be an exception if permission has been granted. Always stick with your team. Unexpected things may happen in the hallways, so we require every employee to have at least 2 co-workers with them when exploring the hallways. And now, what are the hallways? The hallways are...
The video cut off. I needed more information. Ground floor.
Right. Don't panic. I got this. It chose me for a reason.
All right, my sprint's not working. Not sure if they just haven't enabled that yet, but I'm going to go ahead and reload just in case.
All right, don't panic. I got this. You chose me for a reason.
It's still not working. Well, I didn't have jump earlier, and then it enabled later, so hopefully we gain the ability to run.
Oh hey, it's William, right? My name's Claire. Nice to meet you. I don't really have anything for you at the moment, but definitely go check out Chris's room if there's anything for you. We've all been waiting to see you, finally. We've heard a lot of good things about you, and...
Yes. All right, thank you, Claire.
My bad, didn't see the video was messed up. Better reset my settings.
Good morning, William. It's good to finally see you in person. Alright, so John and Lenny are already waiting for you in the second outpost. You'll find it by following the cones. There's plenty of them, so you can't miss them. Also, remember to press the buttons next to the doors to open them. Please close them as well. I guess that's it for now. Remember to hand me the full report when you're finished there, okay? Alright. Good luck.
Thanks, I guess.
You're that new guy, right?
That's me.
Awesome, dude. I don't know if Chris already told you this, but you just have to follow these cones to find the second outpost.
Yeah, Chris told me that already.
Oh, he did? Alright, well, go on them.
There's 2 cones. Always bet on blue. I'm out of stamina.
What the hell is everyone? Is this the right place? What? What the fuck just happened? Where am I?
Is she doing the Heisman pose? Hey, JC. Good to see you, man. I am indeed reminiscing. I almost booted up NASCAR 25. I was just going to do it without face cam, just a introduction stream to my PC career, but I just uploaded a NASCAR video the other day, and I really don't want the algorithm to bump that video out already. I want to see if it can get a few more views before, I guess, tomorrow. And I've been meaning to play this one. Yeah, I have everything ready to go. It's just I've been streaming a lot less because one of my buddies got moved temporarily to a swing shift, and so he's been getting off work at about 9:30, which is around the time I usually like to stream. And then we stay up late, and then I have to work, and when I get back I'm exhausted. I have no battery left to stream or really do much of anything. But I think maybe this next week he goes back to his normal shift, so probably be a lot more afternoon and late night streams. I hope so, at least. I can't keep up with this staying up late stuff to play video games. That's good. That's good. I'll have to check that out. I saw your other one. That was probably like a month ago now. If I can tweak the color grading on here. There we go. That matches what I'm looking at a lot better. Give this game a little bit of color. I know the feeling. One thing I would love to do is movie reviews. I just saw The Running Man yesterday, and I saw Tron like 5 or 6 times. I would love to review those movies, but I just don't have the creative bandwidth to do that. Used to, I could talk about anything for hours on end, but I just lost that ability. I didn't need editing because I could just rattle on pretty concise in my thoughts. Now I would just ramble. Oh, what is that? I'm gonna touch it. Aw. I can't touch it. I wonder if that's just a distraction. Sounds like a helicopter. Yeah, I mean, some parts could be looked at like Hunger Games. There was the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then there's the book by Stephen King. I got turned around. Okay, we're going the right way. Go this way. So this new movie, it's not really a remake of the original movie. It's a more faithful adaptation to the book. I thought it was pretty good. It's not like a great, like, oh, you gotta see this movie. It's just like, it's a fun movie. Like a little comedy, a little bit of action. If you like Glenn Powell, I know the ladies like Glenn Powell, then it's a fun little movie. I went to a 9:15 a.m. showing, and the theater was like half full, so not bad for that early on release day. And yeah, it's kind of like Death Race a little bit too. Yeah, it's like a little bit of a mixture. You have, dystopian government. On top of, you have The Running Man, which is it's like a TV show in the universe. And if you win it, you get a bunch of money. And so that's the plot of the movie in its simplest form. Throw in like side plots of government revolution and societal collapse, all that stuff. What is going on in here? Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. I've wanted to do album reviews for so long, and I did do one a long time ago. I didn't break it down track by track. I just gave my general thoughts on. It was a remix. Honestly, it wasn't a very good remix. I could have been a lot more negative about that review because it's one of the worst remixes I've ever heard. But I'm a huge fan of that band, so I didn't want to be overly critical. And I was thinking, at the time, they were saying they were going to release a better version, but it never materialized. 14 in a year? Wow. That's crazy work. I wish I could use AI to help me with that, but not like ChatGPT or anything, but like my own content. And I could like write out my outline, put it into the AZtronics AI, and then have it give me additional talking points based off of what I would actually say. That's a project I need to work on. I need to create a large language model of just my content. That would be a messed up robot. It looks like we're going the right way. You know, the scenery keeps changing a bit. Yeah, 2016 was that year for me. I understand that. I think last year and this year have been my two most active years. Last year was like when my channel really exploded in subscribers, but since I was doing all kinds of content, I didn't build an audience, which is a huge mistake. I really regret that. Because people come to the channel and then they see 11,000 subscribers. They think, oh, this is a decent sized channel. Like, where are the views? Well, not everybody's here for gaming content. Not everyone's here for NASCAR content. Plus, I have to compete with people that are actually good at what they do. This is not a professional operation, nor will it ever be. I tried to do a race watch along yesterday, I think, yeah. And NASCAR, well, automated bot, but NASCAR by proxy took the video down. We were 10 minutes into the stream and it just ended. And it said like you have to be allow listed by NASCAR to show that content, even in the pretty censored way I had it. I had an overlay over the top. I wasn't even using the sound at the time, so it was just the footage, and it still got taken down. Yeah, Double A was there. He was there for it. So I looked on how to contact NASCAR, and I've sent them an email through the only email I can find. And because you can't DM them on Twitter anymore, they turned that off. So I'm not sure how else to reach out to them except to like actually tweet at them or something. That'd be nice. We had over 10 viewers and we were only 10 minutes into that stream. But we ended up doing it over on Twitch. It went pretty well over there. The stream didn't get flagged or anything like it did over here. I wouldn't doubt it. We're in the... Okay. It's like kind of like an office. This carpet is very office-like. I wanted to call this the pink rooms, but it has that office carpet. That was hilarious, Chevy revealing the new Camaro. The first rumor I heard was that it was just going to be an updated Camaro. But then people started talking about other kinds of crazy ideas. And could it be a Cadillac? Could it be a Corvette? Could it be a Blazer? Could they be bringing back an old model? And that would have been cool to see a new Monte Carlo or even see a new Camaro. But I understand. Yeah, it looks pretty similar. They flattened out some surfaces to try to make it more competitive on track, which is wild because they still won a ton of races this year. But it looks like the bumper's a little more flat, so maybe they'll be able to push a little safer on the super speedways. And that may have been a request by NASCAR because the Chevys have been spinning people at the plate tracks for the last several years since the Camaro was introduced. Yeah, I sent them an email. I gave them a link to the channel if they want to look at it and see if I'm, you know, family friendly enough to represent their content. Or and then I also just sent them a copy of the Twitch stream. Like, this is exactly what I want to do on YouTube. I can modify it however you guys want. What is this? But I haven't heard back yet. I just sent it yesterday. If I don't hear back after that... Ugh. It changed the resolution again. Is it back? So it sounds like we're in the pool room.
Oh, shit.
If I can go a way that's dry, I'll take that over walking through this water very slowly. But yeah, if I don't hear back from that email next week, I think I'll try to find one of their social media directors' emails, see if I can just tag the person directly. Because their social media team doesn't have a social media presence. It's just the NASCAR brand. And I can't find like a social media at NASCAR email. The only email I could find was a customer support link and the site feedback email. isn't that just precious? Yeah, as for the Camaro, I'm not surprised it looks the same. It technically is the same car. It's still a 6th gen Camaro. So like they didn't change anything on that front. Literally, like the main deal about this is they're advertising an accessory package that adds carbon fiber to the hood and right in front of the rear tires, I believe. So that makes me wonder if all the schemes next year are going to have to be modified to show that carbon fiber piece, or if the teams are allowed to decal over it. It'd be kind of silly to say you're doing it to, you know, add on the carbon fiber, but then not use the carbon fiber on the cars. Album reviews, 12 entire game let's plays, 12 monthly music digest, a top 10 songs of 2022, a few one-offs, and a Daytona 500 vlog. A vlog is something I've always thought about doing and wanted to do, but when I'm traveling or going somewhere, I don't like to pull out my phone and start talking to my camera. It feels so alien to me. And I've, you know, consider like, oh, I can just take the footage and then do a voiceover afterwards. But I just don't like doing that either. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. If I go to the Rolex 24, I'll have to do something like that. I almost went last year. They had some really, really nice tickets for sale in like the Rolex Club. That's where like they feed you and you can sit in, you know, a heated room and stuff for the whole race. And you get like garage access and all that. And it was like $70 per ticket. It was a steal. Yeah, my wife does it. Right in the middle of a trip, she'll just whip out one of her cameras and just start gabbing to the camera. So a lot of the trips that I've been on, she's done vlogs. Like, wish she'd help me with my channel, but she's better at editing and making thumbnails and all that stuff. And she won't help me. He's a hater. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Alright, fuck this place.
Flashlight went off. It loads a new window every time we go into a new level. That's interesting game design.
Well, this is not any better.
Now it looks like we're in the hotel rooms. Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't, I've never been like a selfie taker. And even like, I've wanted to do IRL streaming while I'm out, especially in like cities, Vegas, New York, whatever. And I did do a recorded one in Vegas, and I've recorded a few times in New York, but I just like to experience it. I don't like to be walking around on my phone. And on top of that, I'm usually with someone, you know, a friend or my wife. And so if I want to talk to her, I don't want that conversation, you know, to be posted to YouTube. So it just prevents me from doing it. If I ever traveled alone, I would be more open to it. I'm trying to convince her to move to New York. If I can find a high enough paying job, I would definitely look at it. A rope? Okay, there's nowhere to tie it. I thought this was a self-deleting room. Yeah, I feel like at a sporting event, that's a bit more normal to do than just on the sidewalk of a random town, like in front of someone's workplace or apartment. I think I did a fishing stream. I don't know if it's still on the channel. It would have been last year. And in that video, I don't even know if I caught one. I think I'd need to switch my cell plan though before I do any serious IRL streaming. I'm on Visible, and Visible gets throttled when you're in a high congested area. So I would probably switch to US Mobile. It's $45 a month, and they are not throttled. And you can set up your line to run off of Verizon, and if your Verizon service drops out, it'll automatically switch over to AT&T. Pretty sick. I just hate the process of porting numbers and stuff. This game's a little choppy. A lot of these like, really good Backrooms games run very smooth and look great. This one's just a bit choppy. In terms of frame rate. Oh. A Walmart vlog. So years and years ago, this is around the 20... Don't like that? Around the 2016 time period, I used to go live on this platform, like live.me or something. I don't know what it was. It was like part social media, part streaming. And people would just get on there and gab, just talk. And you could do like co-hosts, like people could join in and be on the stream with you. But I would just drive around town and listen to music, just be singing along, having a great time. Wooing over middle-aged Filipino women. It was a great time. And I would just go on late night walks, sometimes in Walmart, wherever. Monster Jam. Monster Jam, man. Back when it was on Speed Channel, that was peak. Come home from school, watch some Monster Jam, and then like Trackside Live would come on. Something like that. And then you might see like a truck race or something like, oh, man. Peak Speed Channel. It was great. Great time to be alive. But I had a pretty substantial following over there. Some of my streams on that platform would have over 500 concurrent viewers. And it's a real shame I didn't actually ever try to, like, capitalize off of that. They used to, like, send me stickers and stuff and all that. I had no clue how to redeem them. So I never did. And then I just deleted that account. Didn't try to, like, move them over to my YouTube or anything. But I kind of liked it because, you know, no one really knew who I was, and they couldn't trace me back to my other accounts aside from my face. And so I was kind of anonymous over there, doing my own thing. It was nice. Yeah. Especially with work and then, like, trying to keep up relationships and stuff. It's hard to, like, get into TV. You know, NASCAR takes up my days, you know, especially if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. Takes up my days pretty good for a lot of the year. And then college football, but I'm not into college football like I used to be. I used to watch the college football live, you know, every day. And ESPN, all that stuff. College game day. Then I would just watch every game I could. But now I just have too much stuff going on. Life gets in the way of childhood interest. It's like people that stay dedicated to sports, especially, you know, certain like whole sports, enough to do fantasy. That's a love. That's a love of a sport. Uh-oh. Oh, we did it. I thought we might be too obese. Level fun. I stay pretty in tune with pro and college football, college basketball, college baseball. But as for pro baseball, I'll keep up with my team, the Red Sox, but the rest of the series, I'll see what I can catch on ESPN, but yeah, I'm not watching every game throughout the season. Exactly, JC. Exactly. That's how I chose my TV package, was who provided the NASCAR channels. Right now I'm with DirecTV on their sports package, but now that NASCAR's over, I may cancel it. And then when the NASCAR season restarts, I might go back to YouTube TV. It's ridiculously expensive, but it is the best online TV platform. I've tried Sling, I've tried DirecTV, Dish, all this stuff, Xfinity. The best TV platform is definitely YouTube TV, just because their app is so usable. It's not laggy, the multi-view is great. The downside is they seem to struggle negotiating contracts. Southwest! Is this not copyright? I mean, it's just the word Southwest, but... Is this whole thing a Southwest advertisement? Self-tag your bags. Upgrade to Business Select. I know a lot of people just renew their TV package for football season, but football season is much shorter than NASCAR. NASCAR, if you were going to cancel your plan, it would just be for December and January, and you would immediately have to start watching really at the tail end of January, depending on when they run the Clash each year. So you only have 2 off months. One downside about the DirecTV package is it doesn't have the CW. So I use Antenna to get the CW. Tehran has a flight leaving Los Angeles, Amsterdam, Nairobi, Paris, Barcelona. No recognizable logos, really. Ooh, I wonder if these are just distorted. Whoa. Yeah, I agree. I have people come in here all the time. Are you gonna watch the dirt race or the short track race here tonight? And I'm like, no. Because I don't want to pay $170 a year for Flow TV and another, $300 or whatever for Dirt Vision. I know it's great, but I'll just catch the replay on YouTube the next day. And there's plenty of free dirt racing and short track racing on YouTube. It's just not the big name. If they would do pay-per-view, I would do it gladly. For the Knoxville Nationals, the Chili Bowl, Snowball Derby. Which I don't think the weather's going to be great for the Snowball Derby, but if the weather is in the 70s that weekend, I might try to go. What's the price comparison, though, compared to the full year? These are giant women. Whoa! What's she doing with all that next-gen car? They leave them out? That's crazy. I have a somewhat shady TV package. I wonder if I could find any of those events on there. 'Cause there's all kinds of things. Pay-per-view events and stuff. I liked it, and it has a ton of channels and stuff from all different countries and all these pay-per-view events and all this, but it's just not stable enough to use it full time, and it's also delayed by like a full minute. So if I was trying to watch football or NASCAR, I would always be delayed over my buddies. Good old IPTV. Other thing I like it for is I can watch the West Coast channels. So if I miss a show when it comes on in the East Coast, I can switch over to the West Coast channel an hour or two later and catch it, you know, air quote, live. That's pretty nice. Now, I was able to watch Peacemaker from a Canadian channel. It went live the same time it did on HBO Max. That was really cool. Commercial free, too. I think I only pay like $60 for 3 months or 6 months or something. It's not too bad. Oh. I saw the campaign for Black Ops 7. I'm so disappointed. I usually play the Call of Duty campaign on stream all the way through. But this year I might just outright skip it. The Black Ops 7 campaign looks not great. Honestly, like, it makes me so mad I might cancel my Game Pass subscription. Yeah. These giant boss fights with like zombie creatures doing magic tricks and just zombies throughout the whole camp, like not whole, but a lot of the campaign. Sometimes you're working with them, sometimes you're fighting them, all this crazy stuff. It looks more like a zombie version of Destiny than it does Call of Duty. Like, take it back to like wars. Base something on the Gulf War, the Korean War, you know, just give me something that isn't this fantasy gobbledygook. Oh my goodness, well, we got turned around. And you know, they hyped it up like it's a direct sequel to Black Ops 2. It's gonna be great. We're gonna go revisit our favorite characters. And then it was that piece of trash. I don't want to have to do boss fights in Call of Duty. And it double disappoints me because the Battlefield campaign sucked. Yeah, the Battlefield one's definitely a better, like, actual shooter campaign, but the story is awful. Like, I didn't care about any of the characters at all. When one of them dies, I was just like, okay, I know that was supposed to be an emotional moment, but I literally don't care about any of this. might replay this and record it in full resolution, which I mean it should be like 95% there anyway, but I might do it with no commentary and just upload that as its own standalone video. Oh, that's ridiculous. No pausing. Dude. That's the actual brand, is it not? Done? That's not the first game I've seen do this, where they just have the actual coffee manufacturer on there. Look at that neck. Golly. Bet it takes 2 business days for that to reach her stomach. Whew. She's not amused by my comments. Old paintings have the weirdest proportions. Oh, I think we're near the end. I don't know how they went so wrong. World at War is probably the greatest Call of Duty campaign. Especially, I mean, it definitely is out of the ones based off of a real conflict. Ooh. And then Black Ops 1 was a cinematic level story. Like, that could be a great movie if they wanted to turn that into one. Or a book or whatever. It was just very well written, very well done. And Black Ops 2 was pretty, you know, neat because it carried over the story a bit. It had multiple endings. It had all those different modes you could play, the optional missions that gave you an advantage in your next mainline mission. It was, you know, pretty neat. And then after that, Black Ops just went downhill. That's back to the pink rooms. And that's the exercise rooms. So where do we go? Pink room, exercise room. This one has a sign on it. Yeah, yeah. You know, I think we talked about the download issue. You know, I'd have to download Call of Duty all over again if I wanted to play it through Game Pass. And none of my friends, 0 of them, are going to be playing Black Ops 7. We're probably going to be playing Battlefield for the next year. So, probably until GTA 7 comes out, we'll probably be on Battlefield. Unless they come out with, like, a Black Ops remastered or something. If they did do a Black Ops 1 remastered, oh. Especially if they, like, didn't touch it. They just updated the textures. That's all they need to do. I would be obliterating kids in Search and Destroy. I feel like a lot of the newer Call of Duty fans would hate that game if it came out remastered, because the movement is so much slower and you don't get unlimited sprint.
What's the... Oh, shit!
Whoa!
Get away from me, you dirty fuck! Fuck! Stop! Stop!
Yeah, they need it in every single game. It's because they have no strategy and no real game sense. They just have lightning fast reflexes, and they're going to rely on, you know, spamming jumps and spamming slides. Which, I mean, I can pull off a bit of movement myself. In the Battlefield beta, I was breaking people's ankles so hard. Now it's a little harder to do that because they nerfed the aim when you slide and do all that kind of stuff. But it is super annoying. I would rather, you know, have a slower paced shooter. I really enjoyed Modern Warfare 2 2022. Still play it sometimes. But a lot of people hated it because the footsteps were pretty loud. And or they were really loud at launch. They toned it down quite a bit, but the movement was pretty slow, so it really played into my hands. I could rip in that game. Yeah, the maps are not very good. That's... Yeah, Infinity Ward, they're kind of lost when it comes to making maps. Well, really, both the studios, Treyarch too. They're like trying to get too fancy with it, especially now that we have a lot of building or maps and buildings on them. You know, used to we didn't really have a ton of buildings, and the movement wasn't as crazy as it is now. Now you can like mantle up anywhere. Back then, you had to take the steps or take a ladder. And so it slowed down the pace. A lot of points, you know, you would be defending on the map. You might have 1 to 3 lanes to defend. Now it's like 12 different lanes. Because you're looking at 3 stories of windows, walkways, people on top of rooftops, and just everywhere. So it's a lot harder to stay alive and actually like tactically play. You do have to be more of like a Twitch movement demon. I love 2019. I like that one. That was a huge step forward for Call of Duty, and they've just pooped a lot. All over it. I don't know. I thought the beta maps were better than the Black Ops 6 maps I'd played. But I just wasn't in love with any of them. It seems like a lot of the maps that I play, especially in Search, that's my main mode, is Search and Destroy. It's like, run to the left side lane. There's already a guy hard scoping where you're going to peek, so your head just explodes. run to the right side. Well, you're also going to be in a 50-50 gunfight. There's no area where you can actually like flank, do a lot of that stuff. But the other maps may actually have that. I've seen some of the original maps they're bringing back. It'd be cool to play Hijacked again, but yeah. And if it goes on sale for $30, I'll pick it up. But if it's not on a major discount, not happening. So I did pretty well in the beta. A lot better than Black Ops 6. That was rough. But I've really been enjoying Battlefield 6, so I'll probably stay over there for a while. Keep trying to unlock stuff. But that's it, guys. That's it for Backrooms Reminiscence. Probably redo this at some point. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the worst. I feel like the map design was pretty simple. Like, there were a few dead ends and, like, false, you know, like, dead end hallways and stuff. But there wasn't a lot of areas where you can accidentally double back unless you just get turned around. The best Backrooms games, like Pools and Limscape, maybe Dream Core as well, you actually get lost in the level. Like, you're like, okay, I think I'm making progress. You're an hour into the level, and then you double back to the start, and you're like, oh my goodness, how did I do this? This felt pretty linear. Like, no matter which way I went, I eventually found the escape. And we're done in, what, an hour, 15 minutes or so? Which is about the same, if not a little shorter than some of the other people that I've seen take this game on. I hadn't seen the gameplay, so that was new to me. Not one of my best, or not one of my favorite takes on the Backrooms and Liminal Spaces. It started off really strong with the direction and actually having other characters and some voiceover lines, and then that kind of just fell off. And you see that a lot with these type games. A lot of effort in the first level or two, and then it kind of dies. So, but it wasn't bad. I'll say it wasn't bad. Just not my favorite. Yeah, maybe redo this and upload it with no commentary at some point. But we'll try to stream some this afternoon. I may try to do another race watch along on Twitch, especially if we can do like if I did a NASCAR 25 stream and we had a few people in there, I could actually like let know it's happening. Might try it again, and I may actually like record it this time on my end. That way I can cut up certain parts maybe and post my reactions to YouTube. Because if I really chopped it up, YouTube might not flag it as copyright. Another thing about that live stream, I didn't have the I didn't have ads on. So I wasn't going to make money off of that stream anyway. And they still took it down. That is just wild. But it is what it is. Good to see you, Double A, JC. 14 of you guys that joined in here. 13 actually. I count as one. So if you're watching this later, hope you enjoyed it. I know the people that come here to see Backrooms gameplay probably annoyed with all the talking. I usually don't talk as much in these. Sometimes I do if there's people in chat. It's only the nice thing to do. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down for a bit, rest my back. It's killing me. And I had a really busy day yesterday. I woke up about 24 hours ago, or over 24 hours ago now. Had a long day. I'm gonna go lay down for a bit, and then I might get back on if I can get like an hour or two of sleep and feel decently rested. So maybe I'll see you guys soon. hopefully I'll see you guys then.